Welcome back to Catching Up with Katie. It has been a minute since we have been in our normal setting. This coming year, we have so much to plan for and so many exciting things coming. So we're really excited to kick off this series in the new year. And speaking of new year, we're going to talk about our resolutions, which is going to be really fun. But Abigail, why don't you catch us up on what's been happening over the last couple weeks, because we haven't really done one.
So the last one was when we played Monopoly.
Yeah, I think so. And that was in Texas.
Since then, I had a week off.
You did.
So I don't really know what happened. There was a lot of stuff that happened the week I was gone.
For some reason, Abigail leaves, we start doing fun things. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't really get
Yeah. For some reason.
Everyone thought you quit. Like my whole comment section was like, where is she?
Is that true, Nate? You always scope out the comment
He
sections.
works.
Yeah, a lot of them thought you pieced out.
Or they were like, did you fire her? I was like, she mouthed off. So
She is mouthy.
that is one thing that you don't know about Abigail Elizabeth Webb is she is
Whoa.
she's a mouthy one. For sure.
I don't think I am. But anyway.
There's some people that get so serious. They're like, why is she speaking to you like that? I'm like, probably because I called her a name behind the camera. I'm like, probably because we talk to each other like that all the time.
People think that I just mistreat you. I bully you.
Joke's on you, I'm just a mean boss, so. No objections.
Quote.
The Reddit group's going to be like, they all paused. They all hate her.
Did you see the look in their eyes? The fear.
Just kidding. I don't read that group for my own mental health, but I get little updates. So,
so when I was gone,
it's just a joke between me and him that you're excluded from. It's fine.
okay. Am I okay to speak now?
Proceed.
When I was gone, there was a horse born, and there was another mini cow that arrived. There were new chairs. There was like somebody was driving like a new little
The side by side.
their new little
The last
barn
last minute
mobile
edition. Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of stuff happened.
But yeah, I mean, it was definitely like a week that I thought was going to be chill that was not. On Christmas Day, me and Jonathan actually were like, we went to bed saying, and this is where it went wrong. This is where we should have just kept our mouth shut. We were like, oh my God, it was so nice and low drama and chill today. We barely did presents with our family. We had everyone over at our house. We like almost everyone could make it. It was just like a fun day of, usually there's some kind of chaos that happens, and it didn't this year. It was just saved for the next day. And then we wake up and Gerardo called me and was like, do you know there's a baby in this barn right now? I was like, no, I did not know that. And she was already dry and like,
Do you have any idea what time she was born?
No, because fortunately for us, that was the one night that the cameras did not record. So I had watched her on the cameras, and I know it was after 3 a.m. because that's the last time I checked on her. And I would say at least 2 hours before we got there. Like everyone gets there at like 8. And so I would think like 6, because she was up, dry, placenta had been passed, all the things. So we tried to go back and look. We fixed the cameras now. They're new cameras, but because I wanted to see Erlene go.
Yeah.
I wanted to see,
because it's her first.
It's her first baby. Like she did it all by herself. Got it up. She wasn't letting it eat. That was the one thing, was she was which is super common, but she wanted the baby like right in front of her, so she wouldn't let it go back to her hip. And then I do think it's probably uncomfortable for them at first because she didn't really understand. And when we were finally got the baby latched, because we had someone holding Erlene, she kept being like and like squealing while the baby was eating. And then finally she chilled out and like let it happen. But
now she's a pro.
She's a pro. Absolute saint. So what do you this is your second foaling season. What are your thoughts on Noelle?
Very sad that she's not going to be one that's staying because I like her little lip.
Her little lip is cute. And a lot of people have been being like, of course you're keeping her. I'm like, well, I can't breed her to either one of my stallions. She's Erlene's first baby. I'd pretty much conceded to the fact that I was going to be selling this one because out of the group we have of 8, I'm very much leaning towards the Goody Goody Gumdrops baby, which they're not even born yet, so I don't know. But possibly the Goody Goody Gumdrops baby, possibly the Marilyn Monroe baby, or Kennedy's. So, but also this was a weird year because we're not really having, like, Noelle's my only hunt seat baby. Like all the rest are Western babies. So it's weird not having any like big ones.
Yeah. I guess it probably made the decision a little easier that she is basically considered a year old now. So it would have made things a little bit more difficult.
Because like we are wanting to do like futurity babies and stuff, but I mean after 2 years old, it doesn't. She's not gonna be affected by it really. Like she'll be a little bit behind her class after that, and then after she's like 5 years old, she'll be a normal show horse. So in a perfect world, she would be bought by someone that is like looking to show her long term in like an amateur career or something like that. But we'll have to just see how that plays out. I've already had like interest in her, so we'll see. But yeah, I guess let's move on to kind of the meat of this episode, which is New Year's resolutions. I came up with the idea for this and I forgot to think of what my New Year's resolution
I don't have any
is
either.
So let's just brainstorm. What can we improve? I did see something funny, which was, hey, remember, New Year's resolutions don't have to be about improving yourself. You can just say you're going to be a bigger.
I'm going to start vaping again this year. That's my New Year's resolution.
You can just say you're going to be worse.
I want to be the worst version of myself. I want this to be the worst year of my life.
You know?
And I'm willing to do
anything.
Whatever it takes
to make that happen. Well, Nate, I feel like you're going to have something philosophical to say. I feel like you're going to be super well thought out.
Well, speaking of thinking, one of my resolutions is to be still, sit more, and think. I would like to spend more time
thinking
and less time being numbed by my environment, whether it's a TV on or scrolling on my phone. I think there's something very valuable.
So like meditating?
I guess kind of.
Just being alone with your thoughts.
I think solitude and being alone and being quiet.
Are you going to also make it part of your resolution to allow Macy to have that time too?
Well, she can have her own resolutions.
Very true.
Okay.
If she would like that, I would be happy to assist her in that venture.
Okay.
I won't be a hindrance to her at all.
Has she said that she has any resolutions?
I don't know any yet.
Okay.
Matthew, pass the mic. By the way, his name is Matt. There's a whole thing between y'all two. People don't know which one's which sometimes. Matt. But then I call you Matthew all the time. I just think it's funny. And then people are now calling you Matthew. He's Matt.
His name is Matthew.
It is Matthew.
Yeah, but only my wife really calls me Matthew. And that's not like a thing. It's just the only person that does.
And her.
And Katie.
Oops.
My wife and Katie.
I'll back off of that then. If
that's
not
like
Maddie's.
a thing. It doesn't hurt my feelings.
That's Maddie's.
You also call Nate Nathan, and the only other person that calls Nate Nathan is Macy.
I think it's because people have called me Catherine funnily my whole life because I'm Katie. And so I think it's funny to call people by their full name.
I wish I went by Abby so that
that's why we call you
nickname
Dale.
would be Abigail.
Yeah.
But it's not as funny when it goes from longer to short. It's funnier when it's like they have a shorter name, but you call them by the long name.
Or like I call him Nathaniel sometimes,
Even
and that's
though
not his name.
That's not his name.
That's my Nicholas name. I made that up a long time ago. Like if you have a nickname is when you shorten it. So like Abigail gets shortened to Dale. I thought it would be funny to make Nicholas names for people where you make their name longer than shorter.
So yours is Nathaniel.
Yeah, my Nicholas name is Nathaniel.
So how would we make Abigail longer?
It'd be something like Abigailia.
Abigalia. We're probably not going
That
to do
kind
that.
of rolls
but
off the tongue a little bit. Abigailia.
I don't like it.
well, we do
It sounds
call
like
her
a country.
we do call her Abadale because that's what Rebecca's little girl called her because she couldn't say her G's.
Oh, duh.
And then
Now she can speak.
this past week, she looked straight in her face and went, Abigail. And we were like,
Oh.
it was the worst experience ever. And then I was always Tatey because she couldn't say Katie. And so I just loved it. And then because she would call like Poppy and Petunia Pee and Tuna, she would call like all the cute things are going away. Like they're all going away and it's making me so mad. Anyway, Matt, your New Year's resolution. So sorry.
PP and Tuna. I'm sorry.
PB
Wait.
and Tuna is great.
It's a great name for a duo.
Resolutions is pretty singular, and I just want to be more in control of my mind, if that makes sense. And that's about as broad of a brush as I can take it, but in the sense of, just like whether it's going to the gym, making like healthy decisions or like decisions on anything. I just want to be able to have more control over my mental and not just be succumbed to, yeah, I'd rather watch TV, so I am going to watch TV type stuff.
Oh.
But you can just keep.
I
living
would
your
love
rough
to
life.
give
Can
you
I keep watching TV?
I would love to give you a challenge to pace less.
Ooh.
Don't succumb.
I would be really cool with that unless somebody called me on the phone. On a phone call,
No,
But that's all you do.
no pacing on a
I
phone
showed
call.
up today at the shop and he was pacing around the shop on the phone. And then I came in and sat down. So he left and I watched him pace outside.
I think if I had like an important phone call that I had to go into like a room and like you just need to take this call, I'd have to reschedule it. Like the anxiety, I don't know if it's just anxiety. I don't know what it is. My brain works whenever my legs work, but can't do it.
Maybe that's why you're like more frazzled in a car when you talk to you.
I do get frazzled. I do be getting frazzled, and I shouldn't get. And that's probably another New Year's
I do be
resolution.
getting
Make that a
frazzled.
Is getting
resolution.
less frazzled, especially with a baby. That baby's frazzling.
Less frazzly.
Okay, we're going to meet. Why do you
Yeah.
get last?
Most important. This isn't really a resolution. This was just a goal, but I've already said this. My goal is to do a pull up.
That's a goal. That's a good goal.
Yeah, it's not really a resolution,
Why
but
not?
it's a goal. Because isn't a resolution like something you're trying to change?
No, it's just something you resolve to do.
Okay.
Like assisted with a band
Mhm.
or straight up.
Well, by the year, I just want to be able to do a pull up by myself. But I'm going to start with a band probably.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. To be more organized is another one because that's just getting to the point where it's not an option anymore. With my current career, I need to be more organized. So
I lack all organization, so I just kind of that's on her, unfortunately.
but it's like it's bleeding into my personal life now, so it's like I can't even I won't even like clean out my car. I'll just let it go months like without doing it. I feel
You
my
saw
room is a
mine.
mess. Like I just feel so unorganized and it stresses me out. Yeah, I saw your car. If I ever get that far gone, someone needs to check on me.
I was in some dark days.
My car, someone can't even sit in the back of it right now.
Mine was worse.
Was it?
Yes.
Yours was worse.
It was worse because it was just trash.
Was yours ever worse than like summer? Like my car in the summer?
It was the same. And
Mine did have a horse in it. a lot of
Luckily,
the
it didn't
summer.
have a smell.
that's a W.
Okay,
That's a W
mine.
chat.
The smell came with 7. That helped it a lot. Okay.
I'll never forget the first time Seven did pee pee in your car because it was such as like, oh, he's peeing, and I could just hear like straw all over the board. That was great.
I don't even remember you being there.
Well, the first pee pee I witnessed.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
well, he did go.
I went the original time.
He went the original
did?
first time,
I went the original time.
and then someone went the last time, I believe.
Oh no,
Might have been you.
Matt went the last time too.
Matt went the last
Yeah.
time too,
To Knoxville?
and then we went to UT Knoxville all together. But Yeah, the car, and then also I have a leak in my car, and so on the passenger side, when it rains, it leaks in there. I gotta get that fixed,
Sucks
and
for the
so
passenger.
it's a little musty if you aren't in it for a little bit, like you don't air it out.
Yeah.
So
It's just a dew wasteland in the floorboard. And now Nate's mirror is just taking up the entire back seat of the car. We gotta put that up.
oh yeah. So Nate gave me a mirror for Christmas. It's beautiful. I'm really excited to put it somewhere, but it is in the back of my car right now.
Yeah.
Like taking up the entire back seat.
It is for sure.
My New Year's resolution is to not speak to any more men this year.
Okay, speak to any more men, period, or just romantic men.
Period.
It's gonna make your job hard.
No.
Part of her job this year, because she was promoted to bossing them around. I said, Abigail, you just need to get bossier, and she did immediately.
But then everyone
she was
started
waiting
getting
on
their
that
feelings hurt immediately.
Did you say everyone?
Matt.
All that I've said is I like Bossy Abigail. Things get done.
And I will say that I also like Bossy Abigail, but the only time that somebody's feelings were hurt was because you thought somebody's feelings were hurt after you started being bossy. She initiated the bossiness, and it was like, oh, I felt bad. I'm sorry. I know you hurt your feelings. I apologize. If you want to. I mean, it's just if you want.
I sent the message and then I was like, that came across, that didn't come across right.
Like, it
Please
was
don't be
doing what
mad.
it needed to do. And they were like, oh, dang, okay. And then you were like, just kidding.
Take your time. Be here whenever you can.
That's exactly what happened.
Oh, that's funny. But yeah,
Okay, your turn.
my turn. Okay, I do want to continue my weight loss journey. So that is a New Year's resolution for me is not necessarily to hit a specific number on the scale, but it is to continue to be healthier, to continue to up my activity level, and to get back in the show pen. So I want to be able to feel comfortable and able on the horse and to fit back into show clothes, not necessarily previous show clothes because I was teeny tiny, but like feel confident in my show clothes, like chaps and a shirt tucked in and, things like that. So that's one thing, because I think getting back to my passion in that way is going to just like overall improve my life in every way, especially my like mental health. Also to turn my brain off by a certain point of night, because as of right now, I don't know that it's a healthy level of how long I stay on my phone after everyone leaves. Like, I stay on my phone commenting back to people, answering things, going back through email, going back through like linking things, posting things, editing, like constantly until like literally unless we put on a movie that specifically I want to watch, like I just sit there and do it until I go to bed. And so I need to have like a cutoff time.
Yeah. Like 6 o'clock, no more work. 7, maybe.
7.
Yeah,
7.
7 o'clock, no more work.
Maybe 8.
I get really excited when we get done at 4 and I'm like done with videos and things by 4, because then I'm like, oh, I'll be done by like 6 or 7. But like, because I usually have a few things to edit and but I do think for the longevity of everything, I'm going to have to make chill time and like turn off my brain time a priority.
Yeah.
But, so more chill time, and to continue the health journey that I've started about 6 or 7 months ago and get back in the show pen. I'm sure there are more. We could probably keep chatting and talk about more, but those are the two big ones that stick out to me at the moment. Right now, I will say, I don't know if I've talked about this on here necessarily. So as of like a week ago, I was 55 pounds down. I'd like to do another like 30. I feel like that's maintainable. I don't want to get too much because that was I've already talked about that a little bit on here. That was a bad cycle. So I want to stick to a maintainable spot in my life with weight and food. But yeah.
I mean, yeah, health-wise, I want to eat better. I'd like to eat more fruit. I don't ever eat fruit because I just don't like it.
I'm not a huge fruit gal either. I like grapes and apples. That's about it.
I like bananas.
And those are like the worst fruits for you.
Are they?
Fruits and or
Grapes
apples
and apples?
and grapes, aren't they like pure sugar? Like there's others that are better for you.
Most fruit is a lot of sugar. It's not necessarily bad for you, but
Yeah.
most fruit does have
Yeah.
a lot of sugar.
Like I just thought there was other fruits that have way better things for you in them. Like bananas have potassium and
I think bananas are all around pretty good fruit, right? Like
Carrots are-
health-wise.
or
Yeah.
carrots a vegetable. Just kidding. But I was thinking for your eyes. Sorry. That's embarrassing.
Yeah, well, you've been on you've kind of started your health journey already.
I have, but I've been going in and out, and
Well,
Going in and out versus straight out over the holidays is a win because
Yeah.
you should make it your New Year's resolution to not discredit your own progress when you do things.
but I haven't made any progress.
That's not true. You've been going to the gym.
that is true.
Barely. I've canceled like every day this week because I get off and then I'm like, I just want to lay down.
That is part of the time of year too,
I
because
know it's the
even
dark.
though we've been trying to end at 4, like we've been trying to do 8 to 4, it's dark by the time you get somewhere, and then it's like
It is.
The drive home, even though it's not that long, like it just, especially if there's traffic, whenever I get through it, I'm like, I do not want to leave my house again and get back in the car.
yeah.
And so, but I've got a friend that I talked to last night, and we're trying to keep each other motivated. So we're going today and we're going tomorrow, and so I'm
That's
gonna try.
awesome.
But yeah, Nate's also getting back into the gym. He's been in the gym.
I've been in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's been in. He's been committed.
We were talking earlier about how some days I just don't go. I don't make it through the doors. But I've been trying to be consistent, and I guess one of my New Year's resolutions would be to consistently go to the gym all year.
Make it a resolution to never get to the gym and then go home without going in the gym.
Do you do that?
Okay, that's what I was saying is sometimes I really don't want to go to the gym, and I force myself, and I drive to the gym, and I get in the parking lot, and I'm sitting in my truck at war with myself mentally about I just can't bring myself to get out and go in and do it. And I'm sitting there, and I'll get mad at myself, and I'm like, what a scumbag to drive all the way to the gym, and you can't make yourself go do it.
And then you just
And I'm just like at
Literally
war. I'm at
reverse.
war internally. And then I'm like, you know what? Whatever. And I'll drive. Sometimes I'll make it halfway home. I'll turn back around. I'll go to the gym again. I'll sit in the park. And I still may not go.
Oh my
And then I'll spend an hour and a half or something. I've spent an hour sometimes.
see, instead of going through this, I just don't go. And I
But-
don't have any second thoughts.
Half the time, at least, I win the war. And I do go in.
My thing about it is I'm trying not to get in a place where I feel guilty for
Yeah.
not going or for like missing a day and then making myself feel horrible about it, because when I start doing that is when I'm just never going to want to go again, because I'm just going to see it as such a like hard thing to do.
Yeah, I think the motivating factor for me was, after having a daughter, one day I was walking through a store, and this large man walked past me, and I thought in my head, if he were to try to attack my family, I'm the smallest I've ever been. I don't know how useful I would be in that scenario to protect him.
That's why you should do the Perfectus. You should go do jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, and I was talking to her about that because, I would like to learn how to fight, and I would like to be stronger. And so my current motivating factor is I can't be too small that I'm useless to my family. So that's what gets me through the doors when I'm at war with myself.
See, I need something like that.
Well, even sometimes, like I said,
pop out
that
a
doesn't
kid.
work.
It'll be like, I have to protect this household. And it's just me,
You have
Paige, and the
Paige.
3 dogs.
You've got to protect Paige.
Yeah.
She's little.
She couldn't protect herself.
She needs
She
you.
needs me.
She needs you.
And Moo.
Moo and
Louise
Mur.
needs.
Okay, well, her middle name, I told Paige and Justin her middle name was Louise, and I came back home and they changed it to Lewis.
I kind of like it
Lewis.
better.
Now they're just calling her Lewis. I've started calling her Lewis or Lou.
That's
Just
funny.
kind of funny, but
Moo Lewis Webb.
Mooloo.
I have another resolution.
Oh, what do you got?
Okay.
It's to get a new camera, whether that be one that I buy myself or one that I get from Matt or Jonathan, and start taking pictures of stuff. Not even take good pictures, just like figure out the settings and like feel comfortable using it and not like intimidated by it.
Yeah. Well, you have no shortage of muses for
I
your
know.
photography with your friends, your doggies, the animals at the farm.
I don't even think I've told you this. My new my new future, like way into the future career plan endeavor is that I want to be a wildlife photographer now. Because that I don't know, seeing like them using the lens and stuff and being so far away, it made me realize like there's a way that I could do it without having, I don't know, experience getting so up close with like animals out in,
I will say,
a park or something.
Those, like the things you see on social media and whatnot, it makes it seem like they must just have
I know.
this like code cracked on.
It makes it seem so unreal. Like I could never do that. And so I've
Mhm.
never even really thought about it, which it is really hard, I guess, to even get started in that because of just how expensive those lenses are.
Mhm.
But I just think it would be so cool to go in like Yellowstone or like we were talking about, like I really want to go to Africa because I feel like that'd be cool. And to
Mhm.
just like go on like a safari and take pictures. I think that'd be really cool.
Mhm.
So
You should start it now because you have so many like muses, like we said, like to practice on, and then make it to where anytime you go on like a trip or a vacation, you give yourself like photography goals on your
Mhm.
trip, and then
yeah.
like so that you're doing new things, you know.
We just all need to take a trip to Yellowstone.
Okay.
I've
Just
been
for like,
saying that for a long time.
Have you?
I want to go to Yellowstone so bad.
let's do it this year.
Is
Group
that the
resolution.
group resolution?
Go to Yellowstone.
Okay, so here's the thing. That might need to be. We can make that a resolution. It might need to be a 2026 resolution because we are already so behind on planning. If we were going to do it this year,
You think?
so behind. Oh my gosh, Yellowstone, due to freaking Yellowstone, is now the most like expensive place to go and book and get
Yeah.
rental cars.
Okay, well, what about
Not
like
even to go bougie.
Yeah.
Just to get rental cars, just to get flights, just to get like anything.
it doesn't have to be Yellowstone. We could go to Yosemite. We could go to Glacier National Park. I think that's in Montana. That looks really cool.
So we looked that's kind of all the same, like,
Oh, so it's just all
niche.
of them?
because me and Jonathan looked into trying to do a trip when we were trying to figure out like our honeymoon type deal, and we were like, oh, let's go out west and let's do like 2 weeks and let's go do all these things. We are already behind
Dang.
on doing it. So I'm sure you could do it like if we all packed into like a van and just didn't book anywhere
Didn't have to
or like
stay
whatever.
somewhere. Like if
But-
you camp, you'd probably be okay.
Yeah, but it is so difficult. So I'm down if y'all just like commit to not quitting before then, doing 2026.
I'd be down. I think it'd be really cool to camp though. I can't picture you camping because there'd be no. Well, we would have to have some way to have
Camping
internet.
Starlink.
Okay,
Hey, if we get the bus,
take it to Yellowstone.
Just drive that puppy right through it.
so it's not gonna happen. But we keep joking that we're gonna have a tour bus. It's
Yeah,
not gonna happen.
We're going
but
on tour.
It's not gonna happen, but like we already have the driver for it.
Jonathan,
Austin
said he would drive. Yeah,
it's getting more real the more we talk about it.
those.
It's like at first it was a joke, but now it keeps getting
well,
brought up.
we've talked about renting one for like a really long, because there's a couple really long horse shows, and we talked about renting one so that we all stayed together in one. I guess if we rent them and like them, we'll see about finding a used one. But there's like so much maintenance, so we have to figure out if it's even worth it. Maybe we hate bus life.
I'm going to go ahead and say I think you're going to hate bus life.
Nate is
You
anti-bus.
don't understand. I'm pointing my finger at you.
You don't understand.
Hard point.
Here's
was
what
a
you don't
hard point.
understand is that most of my life has been in less than bus life. Like when we go to horse shows, we had a nice trailer. Here's the thing. A bus would have a couple of slide outs if it was one big enough for all of us to stay in. But like me and my mom, my Nana and my dad would stay in a living quarters horse trailer together for like 10 days at a time, 2 weeks at a time. I can do it. You don't believe in me? I'm okay with it.
Okay, I believe in you.
I think you
That
can
was
do the
enough to
bus.
convince me.
I have way more experience with, I mean, he does too, but
Then I'm going to go out there and say, I'm anti-bus life.
you are the only anti-bus man here.
I think so.
He's gotten bougie.
He's too bougie.
He was not bougie 2 years ago, y'all.
Can't sleep on a couch.
I was just shy. I still was. I
He
definitely
is
still
so
was.
bougie. Like if there is like hey, one of you guys needs to be on the couch. There is no way you are volunteering.
I slept on the couch one of the trips.
When?
When we went to Oklahoma and
I-
you chose to sleep on the couch instead of the little beds that were down there.
I slept on the couch then.
But you had a bed.
There were beds.
That wasn't
though, and you
like
had the
a-
whole downstairs to yourself.
He had like a whole penthouse basement thing to himself. He doesn't. Don't
it
even.
was like the
play.
comfiest sectional you've ever seen.
It was a bed.
in your life.
Look, this I really enjoy / need my time to be able to go in a room, shut the door, nobody's around me.
I understand
go
that.
to- and on a bus, all 5 of us constantly in each other's space, scooting around each other.
So here's the dilemma, because your horse show experience is like, I'm the owner of the horse. We show up to watch it show
Mhm.
and then we leave, or we just go do stuff on the off days because
Yeah.
I'm not the one riding. I'm not the one showing. I'm not, whatever. So at actual horse shows where I'm showing, we're there, we're having to wait on my class. It's not the world show. Like we're probably going to be showing multiple times or multiple classes, and there's multiple things going on. We're trying to watch the trainer show. We're trying to watch this go on, whatever. You're there all day long.
Mhm.
So you have to have somewhere, or you don't have to, but it's very nice to have somewhere to go back to
Yeah.
on the grounds.
I guess the question is, would you rather be on the grounds from like 8 a.m. until possibly like 10 p.m. or later and nowhere to have a break? Or would you rather
have a bedroom.
have somewhere to go take a nap, somewhere to go like use the bathroom in privacy?
Because we can't financially do an Airbnb and a bus.
He wants both.
We can't do both, Nathan. So sometimes it works out where like there's lodging close. That's not normal. Like,
Because they're all like kind of out in the middle of nowhere.
yeah, like they're not usually, I mean, OKC or not OKC, Tulsa and stuff was a very weird thing where it was very close. That's not, and usually it's like hotels, and then it's like we're not all, it's separate rooms, but
I would say if there's lodging close, I think I would still pick that. There's something about when you're done for the day, being able to go recluse.
I agree with
That's
that.
more valuable to me.
And I feel like y'all have seen that on trips. I also will go and like just not talk to anyone for a little while, which is important to me too. But I think that I don't know. I don't have a problem with it. I think I'd be okay.
I don't have
I'd
a
be fine
problem
with
with it. If I had to pick one,
what if
I
you had your
think-
bunk and you had a little like slider shade?
Yeah. I think we would just have
Yeah.
to all agree that like when we come back at a certain time, we need quiet time and we're not hanging out right now.
I'm that type of person though too.
Yeah.
Like I have to have brain dead time.
Yeah, I don't think it would be like we're all sitting all the time together and like
I think I'm
doing everything
also-
together.
He's like, okay, just kidding. That wasn't the
Maybe-
actual reason.
I'm
Here's
probably also maybe 10-20% claustrophobic.
I am too. But that being said,
Matt's a bigwig
once
touring
you're-
person on a tour bus with
Right.
Muscadine
I'm big time.
Bloodline.
Post Malone.
that
And
being
Post
said,
Malone.
like when you get in your little like coffin, which isn't good for like claustrophobia, but like you have your light, you have your outlet, you have a little AC thing blowing on your face, which is huge for claustrophobia. Like close that curtain, that divider from the front and back is so like soundproof, like you can get in there in like a little cubby and just like chill.
That
That being
sounds
said, like,
great.
you're not going to sit up,
Little
Little
but
cubby.
yeah.
you get your little cubby. Oh yeah, close that thing, and that AC is always like 20 degrees colder in there than it is any other section.
Look at him.
Of the
Look at him gripping the chair.
bus.
He's like,
I'm not helping the situation.
It's just getting worse and
It's
worse.
like you can crawl into a small box with a little fan and a light.
tiny cubby.
Lock yourself in the box, and you can't hear anything.
It's soundproof in there. It locks from the outside.
There was somebody, I can't remember the name of the person. Oh, sorry. I thought you were about to put your.
No.
Okay. I can't remember the name of the person, but they're a level of bougie I aspire to be. At horse shows, they'd have 2 buses, one for them to stay in and one for their dressing room and to hang out.
That is a level
That
of
is
bougie.
not an option.
I think that's more bougie than getting a little Airbnb or something.
I don't think it is.
Depending on where you are and how long you're there, like pricing wise, it probably because we're always having to get Airbnbs big enough for like 6 people. But anyway, okay, to end this, because we are talking way too much, I want us all to just say one thing we are super excited for in 2025. Since we did our resolution, what's the one thing we are super excited for? I am excited for horse shows and us all going and actually showing at them. So
I'm excited for the horse show in Ocala.
that specific one's going to be
Mhm.
really good.
I am excited, and you know what? I'm going to add a resolve right now. I'm going to get good at riding a horse.
He's gotten the bug.
Wow,
I think
okay.
I've got the bug, and 2025 is going to be my year for
I
horses.
want to do that too. That's mine
Add
too.
it as a resolve
That's
on your
one
list.
of mine too.
To start riding more?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Then we can trot
Bo.
around on a trail, a
Poor
little trail
Bo.
trot.
Why poor Bo? We don't even work him. We're just walking around. We don't even know what to do.
He's
I'm
just
gonna
doing
have
what he
to work
wants.
him.
Chilling.
I'm going to have to work him previously so that he doesn't buck you off.
He's working us.
I can lunge him.
You can lunge him. I can lunge him.
I love that you just like pull that up being like, I can mount lunge
I
him.
could put him in the round pen and lunge him.
I've heard that before.
I believe you can.
I could.
You
I
for
think
sure
I could
could.
too. You don't think I could?
He wouldn't know.
I
what
think
to
it'd
do.
be. I think you might be a little scared in
I
there.
would. I would be scared. I would do
Especially
it.
Bo, because when he turns around, he's not a good boy. He doesn't stop, turn, and then go. He like darts at you and then
Mm.
Doesn't sound
He's
like
done that for
something you
25
like.
years. He's done that for 25 years. It's just him.
Yeah.
All right, rapping.
Matthew.
Oh yeah. One thing that I would be excited. I am excited for the horse show. I'm really excited for the horse show.
Z-
So, but like the one that we're doing.
Because
of the horses.
The
Oh, the
He's-
one that we're doing.
the
one
one
that
that
we're
y'all are
doing.
going to be in.
Okay.
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 Because I am excited because everybody's like getting lessons, getting private lessons, and I'm just going to be like a sleeper winner in that one. But really,
Right.
truthfully, like I'm
He's gonna
super
get bucked
excited just
off.
for like the whole 2025 of YouTube, which is super cliche to say, but like it's just going to be so good. We've been talking about it, I feel like, for the last 6 months. But this year, specifically this year, is going to be absolutely incredible.
Pacifically.
Pacifically.
2025.
Matt out.
Nate out.
Dale out.
Okay, I'm not doing that. Hope y'all enjoyed this little catching up with Katie. We're all kind of just yapping and being stupid on these things, but I hope you enjoy when we do it. Let us know what you would like for us to talk about in future episodes, because we are kind of branching off with a podcast this year, but this isn't going anywhere. We will keep yapping and talking about things going on throughout the year. So let us know what you want more of and stay tuned for 2025. It's going to be a good one.